Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing today? Hope you all doing absolutely amazing. What is up, everybody? Sup, Big Red? How dare you? Finally made that brick in. Took me a while to figure. How'd it go, Divine? How did it go? Was it good? Was it good? Also, hello, all you lovely, lovely new people. I see we have a lot of new faces here. So, it's good. It's good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Let me turn down the music just a little bit. But yes, hello, 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 hello. Oh, we got the bonk, didn't we? Give me a second. Wait, let it load. There it goes. Okay. Are we getting the head pat too, or are we good? We good? All right, so since there's a bunch of new people here, I think we have to at least go through our thing that we occasionally do. Head pats on cooldown? Okay, good. That means it's probably been run already, meaning I don't have to worry about the lag later. So some of you might recognize this depending on what platform you're from, but we'll run this real quick. You ready? You ready, lovely people? So this is my basement. You see, I had an idea a long time ago now, like a month, that I needed to find a way to keep people here so they would quit leaving and I could get my numbers up, So I made this little thing. There we go. God, see, it's just so much nicer to have you there, stuck and attentive so that you won't leave. Am I going to play the turkey music? What do you mean turkey music? Like Thanksgiving music? Is there such thing as Thanksgiving music? I don't believe it. Wait, no, you know what? I'm going to look it up. We're going to look up Thanksgiving music. Give me a second. It's important. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the menagerie. My lovely void links. Okay, Thanksgiving music. Let's see what we have. We have the Thanksgiving song by Adam Sandler. Okay, wait, here we go. Are you ready? Southern voice? All right, I got you. All right, let's see what we got here. No, never mind. I changed my mind. I do not want that. Never made it to a live. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you are here. And I'm glad all of you are here. You've all been so incredible. I do appreciate you all coming by. Here, we got a thing to do, though. So, you almost missed the cage? No, of course you're fine. You'll be in the cage. Let me put on some music and what? Oh, little pog. Hey. I know you. You little axolotl. No, I'm going to give you attention. Chat, we need to shout this person out. Go shout out Little Pocky VT. We rated them yesterday, and they are such a fantastic... I'm going to get to Southern. Give me a second. They are such a fantastic streamer. Genuinely fantastic. We have a perfect pond for axolotl. Oh yeah, totally. We have a pond for Axel. Totally. Chat, we don't have a pond. Can somebody make a pond real quick, please? I don't know if they're gonna. Do they dry out? What happens to an axolotl if they're out of water for too long? Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll have a pond soon. It's fine. Welcome to being in a cage. You're just going to be locked here for a little while. Oh, because I locked chat in a cage. That's why. All right, sorry, back to music. How do we get water? I don't know, from the sink. Is there a sink in the basement? I have not checked, actually. Good question. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the menagerie. Okay, so... do we get free food and Wi-Fi? You do, actually. Unfortunately. People kept demanding it. Well. Okay, that sounds right for us. Gotta go into. All right, here we go. All right, lovely. So what I gotta do now, for those of you who are brand new here, I go through and I read off all the people who've checked in. And I am gonna be, congratulating those who got first, second, and third, and reading through all of these. Damn, that's a lot of people. Let's see what we got. All right, first off, Silver Fang, thank you for getting first. A Glitch of the Ditch, thank you for getting second. And Luna Rain, congratulations on your third. And for all of you who checked in, hello, Kamiya. Hello, Zimmy. Hello, Silver Fang and Kira. Hello, Glitch of the Ditch. Hello, Sinful Microwave. Hello, Echo Infernal. Hello, Tasha and Human, or Humina. Humina, man, I always read your name wrong. I apologize for that one, all right? Next we got... Siren, hi Siren. Hello Xenex. Hello Galactic Gur. Hello Full Metal Brook. What's next? We got Nap Time. Hello Pebbles. Hello Nap Time. Hello Hack Guy and Lily Dragon. Hello Rail and Kiona and Allie. Hello King and Ghostly and Eagle. Oh, is your name And Eagle or And Eagle? Sorry, it throws me off. Hello, Jocelyn. Hello, My Chemical Flame. Hello, Shadowy Destroyer. Hello, Adam. Hello, Asher. Hello, Shadow and Necro and Pineapple. Hello, Red Fane, Unstable Raccoon. Hello, Onyx, the Shadow Wolf. Hello, Alaskan Daddy. Ooh, nice name. Hello, Kitty Lover. Hello, Dana Cat Games. Hello, Deshaun. Hello, Bellatrix and KC. And hello, Amanda. Oh, my goodness. What's that name? Man, A, or Man. Amana, your name's Amana now. I apologize. Hello, Divine. Hello, Maple. Hello, Sleepy Son of Papa. Hello, Gangsta Neeks and Ayo. Hello, Macaroni. Hello, Momu Mia. Hello, Pinky. Hello, Alina. Hello, Riva. Hello, Caitlin. Hello, Hawkeye. Thank you for the head pats. Hello, Julia and Spicer Nuna. Hello, Condish Faye. Hello, PPJ Sandwich and Cade. Hello, Call Me Mutton. Hello, Spiderweb. Hello, Pandragon, Spooky Cast, Brisk Deer, and Nix. Hello, Nix. Hello, Ruby. Hello, Gibbets. Hello, Killy. Hello, Sakona and Whimsical Daisy. Hello, Useless Huntress and Ocean. And hello, Ellie. Hello, Ava. Hello, Neko. Hello. Well, that's a bonk. Hello, Pinky. Wait, that's a stretch. Where is it? Hello, there's Little Mouse. Hello, Little Mouse. Hello, Kira. Hello, Re-Ro, Sierra. Hello, Wolfie. Hello, Sky. Hello, Little Bucky. And that's everybody. Wow. Yo, that is so many check-ins. How you all doing? Sorry I could not read any messages during that time. It took me a little while to get through everything. Such a sweet bean saying hello to everyone. I try to be. And reading is so hard. See, I got poetry books here. I got all these poetry books. And they've been trying to make me learn how to read. And honestly, I don't know if I can still do it. But I mean, I got like Lord Byron here. We're just going to grab a random page. You know what we got? Don Juan. I don't want to read that. What do we got here? Nemesis. All right, you ready? Thank you for the gifted. Thank you. You ready for this one? Shadow or spirit, whatever thou art, which still doth inherit the whole or a part of the form of thy birth, of the mould of thy clay, which return to the earth, reappear to the day. Bear what thou borest, the heart and the form, and the aspect thou warst, redeemed from the worm. Appear, who sent thee there requires thee here. Man, can this be death, there bloom upon his cheek, but now I see it is no living hue, but strange, hectic, like unnatural red, which autumn plants upon the perished leaf, and it is the same. O God, that I should dread to look upon the same Esther. No, I cannot speak to her, but bid her speak. Forgive me or condemn me. Anyways, that's all the reading I'm going to do today. Enjoy that. Hello. I don't mean to follow, but I was probably going to do it later anyway, so I'll stay that way. Well, I'm glad you followed. I appreciate it. And for the redeem that we have here, I'm such a good doggy. I'm not a dog. You want squash pie. Hubbard squash pie? Okay, no, explain to me what a Hubbard squash pie is. Because I'm not understanding what this is. That there seems like I should. Siren, you would. Ooh, thank you so much for the redeem. I don't know why I still have that one. I will get rid of it one day, but that day is not today. I have clips of you declaring you're a dog. I will hunt you down. I'm a human. See, look at these human ears. See, one ear, two ear. Human. Clearly, if I was anything else, I would not have this. See, so human, obviously. What else could I possibly be? It's pumpkin pie, just less sweet. Oh, okay. That sounds a little bit better. I will throw... wait. Do we get... sorry, I'm still getting the bot working right now so I can hear all of my alerts. I apologize for that. Anyways. Oh, jeez. Okay, hello. Thank you for the 5 gifted, PBJ. Thank you, Little Bear, for the sub. Thank you. What the heck? What is... we just started, y'all. We have... Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the subs, Little Bear. Thank you for the bits, Maple Donut. What the, y'all, I don't even know what I'm... I guess we're gonna do like Water Park Simulator, or we can do the weird... Thank you for the bits. And thank you for the follow-up. Welcome to the menagerie, Sleeping Penguin. Jesus, what is this? No, hey. Water Park Simulator. We're gonna build a water park. It's gonna be great. Y'all. Thank you, Siren, for the 10 gifted. What the heck? Well, if you redeemed good doggy twice. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm such a good doggy. There you go. What do you mean we're on level 5? How is this? Okay, wait, let me catch up. Neeks, you redeemed. Ugh. I lied. I'm not a good doggy. Oh, fine. You're doing a good job. There you go, Cottage. You're doing a good job. Little Bear, what the heck? Thank you for the 10 gifted. How? Okay. Y'all, we barely... I haven't even gotten the game open yet. Let me at least get the game open so we can be doing some... Wait. Do we want to do Slime Rancher, or do we want to do Water Park Simulator? Both are fun. I'm sucking at Slime Rancher so hard. Everything in Slime Rancher died. Are you sure you're not a good dog? I am not a good dog. No, Okay, we'll make a vote. I got you. We'll do a little poll here. Slime Rancher. Okay, we're going to do a poll. It's going to be a slime or water. Slime, water. For those of you who don't know which one is which, Water Park Simulator or Slime Rancher. Because he let us slime down. It was, okay, listen. I did not understand that these weird goopy black thingies. Oh, thank you for the best. Thank you for the on-screen celebration. Siren, what the heck? Thank you for the subs. Thank you. Look, yeah, so there was no instructions on the screen except ones on the right side of the screen, which I couldn't read because I refused to. And the slimes came out and they were demanding to be hit with water. And I didn't understand that. Like, where were you supposed to get water from? And so things died. So if this gets loud, I'm out, Macaroni. I'm gonna get loud. Good luck, baby girl. You have a good one. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the giantifying an emote. I didn't know that was a thing you could do. What are you all doing? These are insane. Okay, we will see how this goes. We have 28 for slime, 16 for water. Ah, sweet. Fine. We will play more Slime Rancher. It was a fun little game. What was our hype streak last time? Our highest one has been, I think, was it 9? I think it was like level 9. Maybe we might have hit 10. Well, yeah, a little bit. Little Pocky. Pocky, do you want me to call you Pocky? Or Little? Or Little Pocky? Or do you want me to call you like Little? Like Liddle? So you feel more street. How are you feeling? Hello, Dale Gribble. I like your name, Dale. And yes, thank you all for those gifted subs. That was insane. I appreciate it. What the heck? Oh, our last hype chain was like 2. This is significantly higher. Thank you. Thank you, Little Bear. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I really appreciate it. Are you gonna be loud? I mean, like this loud as normal? Ocean, I'm always like this. What do you mean, am I gonna be loud? This is PB, what the heck? Thank you, PBJ. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you for the more gifted. Okay. Am I not loud? Thank you, BBJ. Okay, fine. Fine, we got this. We're gonna play some Slime Rancher. It's gonna be fun. Oh, let me activate the other voices real quick, y'all. I forgot that I have the other options to do the voices, so we're gonna activate... I ain't gonna activate the whiny voice today because it's not really in my range of things I want to do at this moment, but I will be activating Nerd Voice and the German one as well, alright? You're only allowed when your flabbers are gasted. With all my flabbers not gasted, honestly, but thank you again. Yeah, no, we ain't doing the whiny voice today. Alright, where is the... Oh, shoot, I lost it. There it is. Alright. We got 2 minutes of this voice, and we're going to be swapping it up, and I'm going to activate German. And where is it? And Nerd Voice. All right. First off, we got the, I can't really do the ooh in this. I can do a ooh. There you go. And the, Little Bear, thank you for the biddies. What the heck? I didn't even notice. Thank you. All right. I got this. We're going to make it into Slime Ranch eventually, y'all. I believe in me. I believe in you. And here we go. Unfortunately, I can't really mix the nerd and southern because the southern's in the back of my throat and the nerd is up and like nasally, so it's a different part of my throat. They can't mix. That's why you never hear a southern nerd, really, unless I just go like, I talk a little bit more like this. But then it ain't a thing anymore. Then it ain't a thing anymore. All right, where we at now? We are at Oh man, 1 minute. How y'all? It has been 27 minutes of stream so far. Not even. It's been 23 minutes of stream. 7 of those minutes has been spent in. What do you mean we're at level 9 already? 7 of those minutes were spent in ad jail, starting thing. We're all at a level 9 hype train. Are you kidding me? Thank you for the biddies, Red Faye. Yeah, but no maid's dress was redeemed, which means that I don't put the maid dress on until it's been requested. Yeah, this has been insane. I mean, you could also not, just say. You don't gotta do anything. Yeah, you see all of these, all my slimes are dead. There's a maid dress, unfortunately. That one was a Halloween costume. You know, because I thought it'd be really cute to have, you know, a little Halloween costume. And now... There you go. Yeah, for real, unfortunately. I thought it'd be a funny Halloween costume, and apparently everybody else agreed too, so... Oh, I'm sorry, Ocean. What's going on, sweetie? Oh, is the game too loud, by the way, or is the game a good volume? I ain't actually been checking on that yet. Oh, game's a bit loud, ain't it? There you go. Game's good volume-wise? Yeah, and I thought it was a bit much for me. Alright, and now we got the... Alright, and we have the other voice, so... Hey, thank you for the bid, Sarah. Okay, here we go. Well, thank you so very much. Now I have to do the nerd voice for 2 minutes, and we'll see how long that lasts, okay? 2 minutes of that one, and then 2 minutes of the other voice. I just really am getting there's too many voices. Eventually, I'm gonna just have only voices that I'm doing, and I'll never speak in my own language. What the heck is that more? Little Bear, thank you so much for them bits, Little Bear. I do appreciate them so very, very much. The voices are just in my head? That's fair. Little Bear. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Nerd out time? Yeah, unfortunately, the voice I'm gonna have to do for a little while. What the heck do you mean we had hype train level 10? Thank you, Onyx. Thank you, Onyx. Really appreciate the bit. All right, eat these. Give me things. Give me money. What's going on? 1 second. I gotta find something real quick. Give me a second. Wait, maybe I can mix this with Southern. Hypothetically. Now I'm thinking about it. All right, sorry. Your Wi-Fi on your last length. I wish you best of luck. You got this. I believe in you. All you have to do is survive, okay? All you have to do is survive. Y'all, thank you so much for all the bits. It's really, really appreciated. Someone else tried to lock you in their basement. I believe it. It's a lot of fun to lock people in your basement. So, you know, you can't blame them for trying. You cannot blame them for trying. Well, there are Southern nerds. I know, but like, what do the Southern nerds sound like, you know? Who is Serpentius? Actually. Yeah, but who is he? Give me the things. There they are. Give. Ah! Back in there. I told the basements are connected. I mean, could be. Who knows? I know very, very little about these things. Who is my biggest hear me out? Now, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Caramia. Hanabunch, you live here. You work here. What are you doing? Oh, it's the Snake Man? Oh, gotcha. The Snake Man. Cruisy. I have to say, Cruisy, I don't think you're my type. Oh, my biggest hear me out. Oof. I do not know, actually. I don't know. Right now, I'm drawing a complete blank. Okay, chat, you give me your hear me outs, and then I'll come up with some, okay? Oh, what happened, Ocean? That's crazy. No, I didn't see them. Tell me your hear me outs. Let me hear them. Come on. Monsters count, but they have to be like named monsters. You can't just be like a dragon. Oh yeah, no, I remember doing that, but like that. I'm talking about like now, okay? Striker from Hell of a Boss. Wait, isn't Striker hot though? I don't know who Striker is, but I feel like wasn't he like a Southern guy? So like obviously he's hot. Yeah, so like, no, that's not a hear me out. We've had this conversation before, y'all. If they are attractive, they ain't a hear me out. They're just a, hey, I'm gonna do this, all right? Cerberus? Ooh, Slenderman. You know, Slenderman I get, okay. Cerberus? The annoying orange. No. What do you mean? Oh, final form? Okay, Galactic, that's a solid. What do you mean, the annoying orange? The HP Smart Tank 50. I gotta go Google this now. The HP Smart Tank. What was the numbers? 510? That's a printer. Honey Bunch, that's a printer. How are you how is that supposed? What? That's a printer. You understand? Minus the yellow man from Curious George. Okay, that's an exception. Like, I know, like, he's just the guy, but still. The fan in my bedroom. You can't just look around your room and start listing things. What are you? Bumblebee and Ultron? Okay, no, I get it. I'm all, we all about them bots. God, y'all. That was insane, y'all. I really do appreciate it. You know, if I'm thankful for anything, it is all of you. I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but we are doing Thanksgiving stuff tomorrow. But yeah. Iodide. Mirage ain't to hear me out. Mirage from what? That one game? The shooty gaming? No. Clippy. The paper clip? The paper clip. Yeah, Mirage from Apex ain't to hear me out. That's a yes. Obviously. Who wouldn't? That's not what I wanted to do. Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster? Cookie, the Muppet from Sesame Street. We sure about that one, Chief? Cookie Monster's a messy eater. Excuse me. Cookie Monster is a Muppet. He's made by the same people who made the Muppets. Technically, all of them are Muppets. Yes, you should go to sleep. Ahsoka? Yeah, Ahsoka's a hear me out. That's valid. That's valid. Okay. I feel like, oh man, I had one. I'm trying to think of one people would actually know. The one light section, and you can't. What do you mean the light section? Those are lights. Huh? The Pixar lamp, valid. Randall Bonks, the Monsters Inc. The deer from Adventure. The finger deer. The finger deer. Are we talking about the same deer? The deer with the hands, the hand gloves? Why? Why the deer with the fingies? Wally and Eve. Okay. Why are you always here? These things hate me. Goopy boys. Sorry, Shigaraki, the hunter slimes. Well, okay, look. Some of them, I never said it'd be judgment-free. I'm hearing you. I'm also judging. That's what I do. It's half my point in stream here is to judge you all for existing. Shoot, what was his name from the homie cipher? I think his name's like Mr. Long or something like that. Oh, Mr. Crawling. There's mine. What's the other half of your job? We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Anything that can kill me. Oh, Grell. I liked Grell. I think that was their name from Black Butler. And Lego She from Beastar. The lion, one line from Lion King 2, Nick Wilde from Zootopia. Spirit the horse, not the horse! That's just a horse! That's just a horse! Come on. Millie Brown, William from Black Butler, Willie from... I mean, like, most everything from most animes. I mean, let's be honest. Okay, now I need to get the glowy boy. How do I get the glowy? Okay, you need shade. You're decreasing in value, so now I need to get some cats. What are you? I don't know what half of these things are. Okay, Queso. Queso is my hear me out. Thank you for the head pats. Queso is 100% one of my hear me outs. I'm gonna do Plort Collector on that one. And I think I need a, like, solar shield here. Oh, it's so expensive. Predator. Alien. The alien from Alien. Yeah, but, like, I don't find buff people attractive. Which is funny to me, because I do think Queso is attractive. But, like, I don't find very buff people attractive. Oh, wrong thing. Balto the Wolf? Yeah. Mr. Potato... No. I revoke that one. You're not allowed to have Mr. Potato Head. Give me a different one. Tell that to Terry Crews. Okay, no, but Terry Crews is uniquely... Terry Crews is attractive. Terry Crews is not attractive because of his muscles. In fact, I find the least attractive thing about him probably his muscles. But his attitude and the way he is, that is attractive. Yeah. The mother dinosaur from Ice. Jack Skellington, yeah. Jack Skellington would definitely have been to hear me out when I was getting older. Why are you making your house cold? What is this, witchcraft? Look. I have to live in a cold place, so all of you have to live in a cold place. Just deal with it. Accept the fact that I'm going to make your life slightly miserable. Okay? Manny from the Ice Age? I can't. No. Because the person who voices Manny, I hate his voice. You like the cold? All right, don't axolotls die in the cold, though? Chat, look up axolotl facts. Hey, chat, can you look up axolotl facts? Thanks. I want to seem smart around our axolotl friend. I can get a nice sweater. You know what? Chat, I'm gonna start using y'all like Google, or just Alexa. How would you all feel if I just started asking y'all questions? It's like, I don't use ChatGPT, I just use chat. Hey, Voidlings. Do some math for me. I'm going to use you all as a lovely little... Can somebody give me a flat white, actually? Can y'all give me a coffee? Hey, let's order a grande white hot chocolate from Starbucks. White chocolate mocha goes hard, though. Does it not go hard, though? A white chocolate mocha is incredible. Hey, is this? I don't want this. No way. Axolotls are carnivores? What do you mean they're carnivores? Do axolotls know? Has anybody told the axolotls? Oh, that's interesting. No, axolotls cannot survive in the cold if it's too extreme, but they prefer cold water. Oh yeah, I think axolotls change color based on their, Ow. Based on their... What are y'all doing? Stop being weird! Where are my flame boys? I think they ate all the fire boys. All the fire boys are dead now. Mollusk, worms, small fish, and insect larvae. Hey, Ponky, if you need to eat a voidling, that is okay. I will accept that. It's fine. You can eat one or two of them. I mean, don't eat a voidling. That's so bad. Oh, you only like vegetables, you greedy little... You're not gonna eat anyone? Oh. Hey, thank you for the follow, Flower Puppy. I like your name, it's adorable. Look, I gave you permission, it's okay. You can eat one. They were gonna eat each other anyway, so if you don't do it, somebody else will. It's delicate and sensitive that slime coating can be damaged even oils and soaps can't handle, so I should never touch an axolotl. Understood. Good to know, good to know. I had not been planning on touching an axolotl, but now that I know, I will most definitely not. Wait, don't eat my fire! Ugh. This is a very... I know, I'm loving this! Y'all tell me some more fact. Wait. Your views will go down if we get eaten. Oh, right. Oh, God. I mean... I like one, though. That's da-da-da. Thanks so much for the redeem. You only have frog facts? Okay, you know what? Today I will accept frog facts. What you got for me on frogs? No one's eating a lemon. I still refuse to acknowledge that anybody's actually eating lemons out there. That was a meme, right? Like nobody was actually eating lemons. Okay, I'm taking you. I'm taking you. You live with me now. I'm sure these guys are fine. Boy Denny? No, you can't eat a lemon and go boy Denny. Lemons are not boy dinner. Stop eating the slimes, jeez. Okay, so are y'all eating like some sort of unique lemon? Because I can't imagine you're just eating any old lemon, right? Like it's gotta be like a homegrown lemon or like a special eating lemon, right? Fun fact, axolotl fact, axolotls have regeneration. Oh wait, what voice was that? I'm sorry, did you say brain? They can what do you, no. You come back here, Parker. What do you mean they can do their brain? Gene, you like sour candy? Yeah, but I don't eat lemons. Girl, I got a limitation to my insanity. Actually, I do not have a limitation to my insanity. My insanity is infinite. Lemon nature sour candy? I mean, I suppose I don't like it, but I can't really disagree with you. Are they? I've eaten straight citric acid. Nah, but see, I understand eating straight citric. Girl, stop messing with them slime boys. Live a happy life. Lust for lemon. What do you? I would like a dog fact. Lemonade, but that's. You can have your Miku plush back. I did see that. You may have your Miku plush. All right. All right. Fine. I will try to eat a lemon. All right. But we are only gonna eat a lemon if I need a circumstance. I need a circumstance. What's something insane? How many falls we at right now? How many falls we at right now? I'd rather you eat lemons. 3.7K? All right. Let's see. What's something that's not gonna happen? 4,000 by the end of the week? What do you think? Ain't no way y'all could hit 4,000 by the end of the week. So, you know what? We're gonna do 4,000 by the end of the week. If y'all can hit 4,000 by Sunday, or we have a single stream that has 200 viewers, I will eat a lemon on stream for all of y'all. All right? How's that sound? My cat's purr help with period cramps. Cat's purrs help with period cramps. Y'all, I'm getting a cat. I don't have a period. I don't have a period. Why do I want a cat? That just sounds so convenient, though. You know, just in case I happen to one day grow a uterus and have period cramps, I would love to, you know? No, I will not fake eating a lemon. I will not fake eating a lemon. I 100% will not do that, okay? Y'all, did I ever tell you that cats purr around me a lot? And the fact that you just brought up that they help with healing, am I that badly broken that cats keep purring around me to try to heal me? Da-da-da. Thank you for the redeem. Okay. Ponky, I need some help. If I put the slime down, is he gonna die, or will he stay here? He needs water. Okay. He's vibrating. Is he okay? How do I keep him alive? Ah! Wait. Can I just put him in here? Will he stay in here? Oh my god, look at my little guys! Hello, little guys! Oh, you're so cute. Just eat them. We're not eating them. No, voidlings. You cannot eat the slimes. Okay, you know, since we have so many people here, we have new people here, I'd like to show you all the voidling design one more time. But remember, the voidling design is going to change slightly, so don't do your art yet. We're gonna just share it off. I'm gonna show it for a split second, okay? Just like, we're gonna get it for like 10 seconds on the screen, okay? That we all could still be excited about your voidlings. Okay, give me a second while we pull it up. Do. We're completely done. We're complete. Where are they? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Remember, it ain't gonna be on the screen for long. Okay, let me make sure it's the right size. 5, 4, 3, 2. These are the voidlings. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and they're gone. That is what you all look like. That's all the voidlings. And they will one day become plush. We'll get a plushie. And here's some of the lore behind voidlings. Voidlings come in 4 houses. They are of the club, spade, diamond, or... Can you guess what the last one is? Club, spade, diamond? I believe you. You got this. Hearts, exactly. And they do go up in level from level 2 all the way up to Jack. At Jack, they become humanoid looking, which I can't show you yet, but they are very, very cool. And they are basically, the white and the black ones are hero and villain kind of focused voidlings. You'll see, though. There's a whole lore and story about it. Hey, Discord. Yes, 4 houses. Okay, now we're gonna see if the rad slime lasts. Will he survive here by himself? Oh no! He's vibrating. Should I be worried? Oh, because voidlings are tiny. See, voidlings are actually... Well... You can, but I can't tell you fully yet, little Pocky. At least not here in this space. All the lore stuff will be coming out. The houses, yes. The houses, so voidlings have specific personality traits, as well as they are used for certain things. They fall into... Oh, ads? Oh, we'll wait till ads. I can talk about it right after the ads. Pocky, DM me. Okay, yes, so. The voidlings have different personality types. Hey! And they have certain, like, uses based on their personality types. Like, they'll be used in certain activities, primarily. How do I... Wait. What do I... How do I... Yes, little Pocky. How do I... Oh. They're eating my rocks! Oh, okay, well, I'll give you some basic information, okay? So, in the lore of LuckyJene, something has occurred that has given the people the ability to gain powers, basically, like heroes and villains. These powers and abilities are based off of concepts. So, for instance, stronger powers are some of the base concepts, like you have wrath, you have joy. That's where, like, the base concept will happen, and you'll have the strongest heroes or villains at those levels. While on the far spectrum of the end, you have the more vague concepts, like, or I guess more specific concepts, like the anger you feel while being caught in traffic. That would be a person's power, would be related to that, because they become the embodiment of that concept. Give me a second, I want to move this guy here. Anyways, so LuckyJene ends up being involved in luck. And that is all I can really say. And the Voidlings end up being part of his abilities. But we start off as a tier F hero. And the thing is, as we progress as a streamer and we grow, and we have more attention, there are no references yet, Necro, you're gonna have to wait. The references are being made currently. But yes, once we move up as a streamer, like as we have growth, the story will progress. So the more attention I have here and the bigger of a streamer I am, the bigger LuckyJene as a whole becomes. I don't know what Void Pet Dungeon is. Kind of. So, I'll give you a very, very basic thing. One of Jene's abilities is to draw from a tarot deck. And as he draws from the tarot deck, playing cards got mixed up with them. And when he pulls out the playing cards, there are Voidlings that he can potentially pull out. These, to keep around, have to be bound to... Oh, sorry, I'm an F-rank villain, not a hero. These Voidlings have to be bound to something of importance to keep them around. And once they're bound to something important, they can stay. Hence what you guys are. You all are little fragments of the void that have been made intelligent. Well, to an extent. Yes. This will eventually also be a comic book. There'll be an audio there'll be a whole audio drama thing. And hopefully one day an anime, but very doubtful. I mean, we would have to pay a lot of money to have that made. Because Voidlings start small. They are about, like, knee height. But Voidlings grow. Oh, 100% ink. Like, you do have some intelligence, like, when they start off. But they gain full sentience when they hit Jack. Yes. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Should I be worried about this radioactive man? I'm really worried about radioactive man. If I put 2 in here, is it going to be a problem? What if I put 3 in here? This feels fine, right? Yeah. I'm gonna find out what they eat. Well, Galaxy, then you have to stay around and grow. Voidlings at the start make only noises. Kind of, they don't have their own mouths. They don't have mouths to start with, but as they do progress, they do grow mouths. Oh. Oh, no. You can get big. That is all I can tell right now, y'all. I'm not giving away any more secrets. Y'all gonna have to be patient. You will have to be patient. Oh, I mean, the story is... Ooh. The story is... Yeah. It's crazy. I'm not gonna go into depth of what the story is right now, but we'll just say, like, a lot of stuff happens. Do you have a Discord server? Exclamation point, Discord. Yeah, we probably need roofs. There we go. Okay. can't tell you what you're bound to yet. That's another secret. There's lots of secrets I can't tell y'all. I've told you as much as I can right now. You will have to wait. I've gotten a few achievements. And for the headpads. Well, Faye, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sweetie, it's gonna be okay, though, okay? I appreciate you coming by. You just take it easy, okay? Can they eat lemons? Can voidlings eat lemons? I don't know. Possibly. Can't tell you. I've given you all I can give you. I've given you all I can give you. You'll have to wait. I will give you this last bit, okay? Voidlings can consume things in the right situation. I can't tell you what that situation is. But that's it. That's it. That's it. That is it. That's no more. No more. No more. Have you figured out this game yet? No. Girl, what are you doing here? Ow! Cage. Oops. Bye! I love cages. You. I don't like you. Yee! Oh, wait. Yee. Anyways, okay. We have a lot of money, so to stop this from happening, I'm gonna do one of these, and we're gonna put the thing on the top, an airnet. There we go. Now another one. We're gonna do a corral, but Zen, I've said that I cannot say more. I ain't got nothing more to say. And we'll do a plort collector here, too. You'll see. You'll see. Okay. So I think they're good. I don't really need to worry about them coming out. Thank you, Meow Kitty Cat. You'll be good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling sick. What are my plans for tomorrow's streams? I haven't talked about tomorrow, have I? Y'all, so, plans for tomorrow's stream. We're gonna do a normal ASMR, but I am, I'm still on call. Give me a second. Interesting. Anyways, wait, something's at my door. Y'all, I'll be right back, okay? Punch them. I gotta check my door real quick. I'll be right back, okay? So we're gonna do words on stream, and don't miss me too much. I'll be right back. And Zen, I said I cannot answer the question, Zen. I cannot answer the question for you, Zen. I've given all the information I'm giving today on the Voidlings. All right, we're back. Let's see how well you did. Did you do good? Did you do good? No, you only went up 2. Oh, 2 stars. Not too bad. Not too bad, sweeties. Proud of y'all. Proud of y'all. Good job. Good job. Okay, we're back. So, need my hands. Anyways, oh, it was just a Gila mixer. I bought one of these little mixers that is shaped uniquely so that you... Oh, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the menagerie. Hello, Fenny. Anyway, so I bought one of these Gila mixers for like protein shakes. And yeah, it'll be nice for that. Yeah, but it is, that's all it is it's shaped odd. It's has like a kind of like spirally thing. It was like $10. They're on sale right now because I guess Yeti. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the menagerie. I guess Yeti bought up the company or something, or the design, so they have to sell off all of their old ones first. Hi. Oh, well, I'm glad you got it. Yeah. Lunar, have you seen the same TikToks? Have you seen the same TikToks? Yeah, it worked on me. So yeah, okay, so talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, as many of you know. So what we'll be doing... Oh, thank you for the sub, Pebbles! Thank you. We're gonna be doing a whole day of streaming. I'll be doing 4 streams tomorrow. We're gonna do our normal morning stream. Maybe 5, we'll see. We're gonna be doing our normal morning stream with ASMR to wake up, because I'm off in the middle, the stuff are closed. Yes. But yeah, so I don't have to do any IT work tomorrow, which is great. Have I mentioned... It doesn't matter. This part of the company is closed. So that is normally open 24/7. So, I won't be on call. Meaning, all Thursday, I have free. So, we're gonna do ASMR in the morning. We're gonna come back at around, oh shoot, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, probably like 8 or something, whenever the Macy's Day Parade is on. We will watch the Macy's Day Parade as a group. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then I'll take another break to cook my Thanksgiving food, because I bought a bunch of Thanksgiving food. We'll come back later then to do a Thanksgiving meal and maybe game and hang out. And then in the evening, I will be reading from the book that indie author let us read, or that gave to me. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh. Okay. I should have seen that coming. Well, Galaxy beat him up. Or make out with them, I don't know. Whatever you like to do with your friends normally when they make fun of you. I'd kiss them, personally. Yeah, let's see you stutter while I... I'm not going to continue with that thought. I'm sorry. Is there any way to make more hens? Or is this just a place to grow hens? Hey, I put a roof, see? Honey Bunch, I got a roof, see? I was paying attention. Oh, I need a rooster? Valid. Sir. Back in here. You. In. Do you eat chickens? Maybe. No. What do you eat? Oh, you just make gems. Holy crap, you're the best. I love you. I love you so much. Free stuff. Okay. I kinda. Hey, kitty cat. There's cat. Are you trot-whelmed and feeling the Aster? Who is Aster and why am I feeling him? Chat, go follow them. Go follow them. Go follow them. One day I'm gonna commission them to make me a VR chat model. Can we get a shout? Wait, what did you eat? Did you eat the thing? Well, kiss your girlfriend in front of them. I don't know. But yeah, can we get a shout out for Kaida Cat, please? I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing their name, but they are cool and we've played games before. Can't wait to make me 3D. I'm gonna have so many 3D things. I'm gonna have the super crazy expensive model. We're gonna have the sick ass. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear. VR chat model. Then we're gonna have the live 2D model. So I'll have 3 models that I'll use consistently all the time. Yes, I'm excited. Okay, I need veggies. Where are my veggies? Oh, there are my veggies. Hello, veggies. Hello, Mario. Welcome up, Mutt. How'd you sleep? Dork. New. 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 No! No! What are you doing? Oh, Dei the Time Phantom. Okay. What the? Okay. I'm learning very quickly. They all need roofs. Am I getting this right? Wait, how did you get out? Was that? All right, we got something with you. How the heck did they get out? What are you doing in there? Yeah. They need music boxes. Why would they need music? What do they need music for? All right. Come on, everybody gets music boxes. Enjoy your music. Oh my. I am too pretty to read. I ain't allowed. Yo, I once tried to read and they're like, no, you're gonna get too powerful and too strong if we give you the ability to read. So ain't no reading for you. I can't afford it, I'm broke now. Thank you for the bits. I'm being radioactive. I'm radioactive. Girly. Stop being so radioactive. Man, they ate all my radioactive. That's probably lethal, ain't it? Are we easier to manage than slimes? You know, surprisingly, you might be. You might be. Honestly. What is it? How do I imagine a dragon? All right. Y'all stay in that cage. Thank you for the stretch. Greatly appreciated. What? What are you gonna make me say nicer? I do not have an obsession with locking people in cages. Look, I've just been trying. You want to eat Chernobyl? You want to eat? You can't. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Cheers. I would like the first copy. Yes, I'd like a poetry book. Please give me a poetry book. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, and Sleepy Penguin. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. You wish to eat? How are you gonna eat all of Chernobyl? Don't eat all of it. You gotta let the puppies live. Has 20-pound mug been getting easier to use? No, because I'm currently washing it. Fine, I'll go get the 20-pound mug. Give me a second. Probably got the mug. I got it right here. And back to the normal voice. Okay. Here, let me. Okay, we're gonna fill up the 20-pound mug. Actually, it's 25 pounds. Thank you. Oh. Well, it's not been in the wash. No, I cannot say that. I cannot say that. You get refunded, Onyx. I'm refunding you. Refund Onyx. I will not say that. I will not. I keep saying 20 pounds, but it's actually 25. I will never say that. You cannot make me. You cannot make me say that. I will not say that. Because I hate Big Macs. I hate Big Macs with a passion. Big Macs are the worst burger of all time. There's 3 layers of bread, which is extremely unnecessary for anything. Who thought the Big Mac was a good burger should be taken out back, and we're just gonna get rid of him. We gotta get rid of him. He's the worst. He's the worst. The Big Mac, bad Big Mac, hate him, the worst. There's a reason why I am the #1 Big Mac hater. It is in my Twitter. I will never not be the #1 Big Mac hater, because awful burger. Too little meat, too much other things. The bread, the sauce. Just get rid of the extra slice of bread. Why are they there? You didn't need it? We didn't need it. No one needed it. The Big Mac Daddy? Yeah, you can totally not like burgers. That's fine. Thank you for the walk. That's a really funny image, honestly, though. Big Mac is bad. Big Mac is bad, okay? Oh yeah. I have an ASMR rant about Big Macs, and I've done multiple rants about Big Macs. I mean, just what's that? Thank you. What's that noise? I once lost a boot off this clear cliff. Now, I never said that these journals would be full of important information. Be fair was gut. Interesting. McRib is okay. McRib is significantly overhyped. It is a pork cutlet sandwich. Intrusive Thoughts 1. Okay. Oh! Help me out here, I'll make sure you get what's owed. What do you want? I can give you things? I can eat a rooster! Got it. Yeah, but I prefer the McDouble. The McDouble is a basic burger and it's significantly better. Die. Sorry. What'd I say what? What'd I say what? Say a lot of things. Don't ask me what that one slime did to me. I just felt like it needed to be done, okay? Rooster! In and out solid, yeah. Oh, well, in and out's okay. Give. Oh, that's fair, that's fair. Alright, bet. Quarter pound ain't bad. Quarter pound is pretty solid burger. I dig it, I dig it. You hope what works? Onyx, what do you hope works? I rolled my eyes at you. I'm Gene. I love wait, here you go. I'm Gene, and I love McDonald's almost as much as being the bestest boy in the world. Ara, ara. Ara, ara. There you go. No, Italian gelato's better. Italian gelato, like, from Italy, Italian gelato's better. I mean, I've never had Spanish, but, Italian's better. Okay, can I upgrade you? Oh! Oh, I can upgrade you? Why am I gonna hate you, Shadowy? What's up? Alright, y'all be boinking. Why are you here? You leave. You don't want to be in my cage, you can leave. What are you doing? Okay, I gotta find out what you eat. What do you eat? Vestige, why are you gonna cry, Vestige? What's up? Go forth. Good luck. You're going to do great. I hear thing. No. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, my brain shut off. What am I doing? I know, right? Isn't it, Pocky? I'm trying. I'm making it pretty. Okay, what do you eat? Eat this. Do you want? Oh, you do want. You eat fruit. You, no. Fine. We go spend all the money I'm about to get. I don't know what a Slimepedia is. Yes. There we go. Oh, congratulations. There we go. Ah, yes! Gotta mess around on my phone 1 second. By the way, y'all, if you don't follow me on Twitter, or X as some people call it, please do so. The more people that follow me on Twitter and or X, the better I do. So let me actually post this real quick here. I am currently trying to get some sponsorships. And so, yes, if you would like to help me get sponsorships, please follow this. I appreciate it. Apparently they care about my Twitter, so that's fair. I mean, you don't have to have it. I totally understand if you don't have it. I'm not gonna make y'all make accounts for me on every platform. Like, there's 30,000 people on my TikTok right now. Like, that's insane number of people. I cannot be like greedy and be like, well, you didn't follow me on this other app, so clearly you don't like me. You know what? No, I'm gonna do that. You didn't follow me on the other app, so clearly you don't like me. No, if you just follow me on Insta, that's fine. You can follow me on whatever app, and I'm happy. Yeah? Thank you. If I can get that one up to, like, the goal on that one, if I can hit 10K, it should be Gucci. That's fair. And there we go. Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Poison. I really do. Okay. You. I don't remember what they eat. Nice. That's fair. That's valid. Very valid. Especially for freaking Twitter, man. That's sorry to hear that. You took a bite of a... Wait. What? What do you mean you didn't taste it? What does that mean? I'm a little worried about you. You should be tasting lemons. Maybe you have the vid. Wish you luck, though. Thank you for the bits, Onyx. Thank you. I guess I should probably feed these guys, too. They don't need food. Can I say what? My name is LuckyJene. I survive off G-subs and the undying loyalty of the Voidlings. There you go. Okay. Everything's going down in value. That's too bad. It's the stock market. All right, we're supposed to be doing this. I'm gonna resubmitted the application. We'll see if... Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. Oh, I forgot I could unlock other locations. Wait, let's go unlock other locations. Right, so I did apply for G-subs, and I'm very, very paranoid they haven't responded yet. But you know, they might eventually, right? Like, it's not too. It's a little early, right? Right? I'm not coping, am I? This isn't copium, is it? Cause I want them to be responding there. Like it's been more than. Has it only been 2 days? No, it's been like 3 days. It's been 3 days. It's been like a week. Hasn't it been a week? Wait. Even the bits. Okay, but this isn't a job application, and I'm super cool. Do you see how cool I am? Look how cool I am. I'm angry about how cool I am. Fine. What's this? 10,000. That's a lot of money. Very cool. Exactly. I refuse. Jay Schlatt should personally invite me. I want to get a message from Jay Schlatt. I want Jay Schlatt to be my representative. That way he can yell things at me and get upset at me in his lovely accent. And then I can have him sing My Way to me. Yeah. And then I can ask it, like, what's it like being Jay Schlatt? And he can be like, Gene, you're way too poor to be talking to me. In fact, you have to pay me money now for being here. And I'll be like, oh, okay, that's valid, Jay Schlatt. He's like, can you stop calling me Jay Schlatt? Can you just call me like Schlatt or Jay? Except nobody calls me Jay. And I'll be like, okay, then I'll call you Jay. Thank you for the bits. Thank you. It's okay, Onyx. I appreciate it. Sorry, I was just writing a YN fanfic. YN fanfic with the CEO of GSUPs. They're... You know, I would... You know... Okay, so hear me out. Like, I want to be like, there's definitely not a Jay Schlatt fanfic out there, right? I had a friend who wrote fanfic for Swagger Souls. So if Swagger Souls has a fanfic author that I personally know, Jay Schlatt definitely has a fanfic author, doesn't he? Do you want fruit? You do want fruit. I'm gonna go get you more fruit. I'll be back. I have an AO3 tag. It is Geneverse. So if you ever want to write me fanfic, there it is. I do occasionally read it. I think it's funny. Yep, Geneverse is my AO3 tag. Oh, I need a slime key. That's fair. Ponky, do you have a fanfic? I don't want a Jay Schlatt Gene fanfic. How would you... Okay, what would you do if you had, like, your current at-work boss? Somebody wrote a fanfic about you and your current at-work boss. Not that he would be my boss, but you know, you understand, right? Like, imagine. And then you have to look at your boss in the eyes and be like, yeah, sir, I have read some horrible things between us. Some awful, awful things. You want to go recreate them in the break? Yeah, no, it would be. What if it's fluff? Me and my middle-aged male boss, man? No. Why'd your heart skip a beat? Is Slime Rancher bad? Do you hate Slime Rancher? Oh, yes. Yes. I've had a few friends write fanfics about me. I've had non-friends write fanfics about me. Love guy! Give me my lava man! Give me my lava man! Give me my lava... No, don't touch my lava man. He's my lava man. My lava man. Give me a lava man. Amelia. Enemies to enemies. Valid. I don't understand the boom slimes. Lava man, take me by the hand, take me for the land. Would you understand? Lava man, take me to the lava man. Oh, I fell. Thank you for the headpats. Take me by the... Let me up there. No. They won't let me out. Okay. You can. I've read them on stream. Ice Boy, what do you eat? Hen? You do not eat hen. Do you eat plort? No. Do you drink water? No. What do you eat? Look, eat me. Eat me. Is he not an ice boy? He looks like an ice boy. He's all icy and boy. Ice, ice boy. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Ice, ice boy. I know they're too chubby. I'm gonna put them on a diet. Oh, hello. Pod. Lily pad. Aww. Fire. Woo! You wanna radiate me, please? Eat a rooster. No, I wanted one. Okay. Have some fun making dinner. Make me some dinner too. I'm hungry. I have. Oh, hello, Ice Boy. What's up, Ice Boy? You want some aka aka? Aw, look at you, big blue Ice Boy. Chat, what do you think about? I'm gonna name this Ice Boy. What do you think I should call him? If you're gonna name this Ice Boy, what would you name him? Like Iceman? Frozo? You should call him Frozo. Frozone. Glacier? Glacier is such a good one. Yeah, there you go. Big blueberry. Big berry. Ah! Ah! I'm out of water. I got it. Yes. All right. Yeah, no, name him, everybody. Name him, have feelings for him, feel emotions for him. We're gonna also make him explode. So, you know, it's fine. Y'all can be super happy and excited when he explodes one day. He's gonna go poop. He's only gonna go a little poop. Ah! Because Shybug, TikTok knows that you belong in my basement, so congratulations. Get an upgrade? I refused. In fact, just because you asked, no, they're going crazy. Eat the fruit quickly. Eat. Give me radio action. Blur collector. Need one of those? Rock Boy. You know the rules, Rock Boy. Into the void. A. Void time. That's what you get. This. Fine, we'll feed you. Where's the auto feeder? There we go. Void! I have rules. You try to escape, you go into the void. Oh, wait, are y'all gonna play the counting game? Chat, do you think you can actually do? Wait. 3. Where are we at? Do we have a 4? Oh, y'all messed up. Nice try. Nice try. Too many of you got excited, but that's double 4s there. Gotta start all over. Remember, start at 1. See if you can make it to 10. I believe in you. Y'all complete. Yeah, no. Wait. Really? 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 What do you mean you made it to 10 that easy? Excuse me? Since when? Y'all made it to 10 though. No, you hit 10. You both doubled on 10, but you made it to 10. Oh, I do know. I definitely saw a lot of mistakes. Nice try though, Neeks. Clever, not clever enough. Okay, auto feeder. I didn't? Oh, okay. Might be. The inner machinations. You do not know the inner machinations of my mind. Okay. Cool. Why are they singing? Y'all are cheating. You all are cheating. I saw you mess up at 10. You can't keep going. Y'all messed up at 10 and didn't go back. Thank you for the lurks. Greatly appreciated. Yes, you did. There's one missing. Okay. Oh, sick. Y'all, today's been really, really chill. Can I say I appreciate it? I appreciate you all so very much. Like I've had a lovely time today. So thank y'all. Thank y'all for being so amazing. Ah, you messed up. Man, y'all get excited. Hit 8 and y'all go, woo. Okay. Ah, that's death. Death. This is death. This is death. 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 Okay, I'm okay. Sorry. God. You can't. That's cheating, Sky. The goal is to try to feel the vibe. The goal is to feel the vibe, and so that way you just kind of like sync with everybody and give everybody space to talk. Usually, what you're supposed to do is only do it with like a group of 20, but I think there's, I don't know how many people there are right now. But you know. There's at least a few of you here. I know, but I refuse to allow you to cheat. F is for friends who do stuff to... Really? Hello, 91 people. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and any time at all down here in the deep blue sea. Oh, no. I mean, usually you do it with like 20 people max. You don't do it with, you don't do it with 90 people. It's chill. F is for... You don't have to count out the people for me. I promise you they will still be around. Thank you for that, Bats. Dude, okay. Oh, that's death. Bye, Mooney. Have a good one, Moonflowers. F is for fire that burns down the whole town. U is for uranium bombs. N is for no survivors down here in the deep blue sea. QB. Oh, it's a kitty cat. Kitty cat, what do you eat? You eat only living things, which is a bit terrifying. Tell the cat I sell hello. Gib. Not mine. Gib. Alright, come here, living cat. Why won't you eat the babies? Eat the baby. Eat the baby. Dang. Oh, well, I'm not a dog, though. I'm a human. We've been through this. Well, why won't they eat babies? I wouldn't eat a baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jay. I would not eat a baby. I promise you I wouldn't eat a baby. You can't... We got vowels. Be proud. I mean, I guess I can be proud of that. Good job from doing the vowel. I'm kidding. You did great jobs, y'all. I am proud of you. You know what? Just for that, today's little TikTok is going to be a I'm proud of you TikTok, okay? I'm proud of all of you for all the hard work you've put on. Specifically, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, okay? I'm proud of you for all the hard work you're putting into things. It's even gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those that I put no hashtags on. So it's the like if you see this, it's meant for you. You know. Neeks, fight me, Neeks. You know what I mean. Ava, fight me. Alright, here we go. My goal is to have all these chicks grow. Age, chickens! Age! I believe in you, you can do it! Age, grow fat so I can grab you and feed you to the cat. Oh, Asher, bless your heart. Grow. 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 It's not working so far. Oh, darling. Oh, darling, darling, darling. Ain't y'all just a bunch of lovely little things? And I really do appreciate y'all so very, very much, you know. Kind-hearted and just so... No, Nick, sweetie, on a bunch. Uh-huh. Hey, you take it how you want to take it. That's on you. Four hens to one rooster. That's valid. Wait, so are you telling me those chickies are not going to age because there's no rooster? Yee. Hello. You like vegetable. You like fruit? You like fruit. You have not exploded yet. I'm very impressed. I will come back and make you explode later. Good luck, comrade. Comrade Slime. Oh, speaking of which, y'all, A couple guys who are doing a visual novel hit me up about doing some voicing for them for their demo. So I might be doing some voicing on a demo, hypothetically. No guarantee yet, but yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what demo it is, but yeah. And if they're gonna do just a demo now, so you know, of course the demo's unpaid, but they'll be doing a full thing later on. So that would be paid when it becomes a, like, you know, full thing. Yes. Apparently I might have to do some yandere voice lines, so we'll see how that goes. But it should be fine. Eat, 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 eat. Grow large and explode. I know you do, Neeks. I know you do. You like it when I'm all possessive, don't you all? Me going all... Are you watching other streamers? Really? You think I would allow that? Don't you dare watch anybody else but me. You know exactly where you belong. That kind of thing, you know? Hey, 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 hey! Don't eat the chicken! I need to kill the chicken. But yeah, no, not really my kind of thing. Wait, you want me to be aggressive? You want me to be aggressive? You think you can get out of here? You think I'd allow that? You dumb little voidling. No. You belong here. And nowhere else. Like that. Is that better? Is that what you're wanting? But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It'll be for a game, so you know, it'll be fun. Well, I mean, it's not like you would pay me to do it, would you? Don't do that. But I'm gonna, well, it's voice acting. I like voice acting. As long as it's for voice acting, I don't mind doing those kind of things. Nope, not happening. I will not. That if I get a yandere redeem, it is going to bring a certain vibe to the stream that I don't want. I like goofy, friendly, chaotic stuff. Yeah. Had some bad experience with that in the past. Oh, ow. I'm gonna boo that. Did you eat vegetables? I guess you eat vegetables. Sweet. Then we have the nerd voice. You know, I'll do it in this voice. If I do yandere, it has to be in this voice, okay? The pink seed, literally anything. Oh wait, so like the radioactive pink seed, anything? I thought this was like they weren't normal pinks at this point. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Even worse. Yes. Okay, you ready for this? Girl, you're not allowed out of that cave unless I don't know what I was gonna say. I can't even start in this voice. It's what is so difficult to do. To remember voices in. Clip it with the clip. I want some more water boys. I like them. Neeks, you goof. There it is. Thing went with a straight face. I'm a sweet, innocent small bean. Lies, absolutely lies. Don't lie to yourself. Look, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. Hey, Night Blossom, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you, good to see you. Oh, send me the asparagus. I love asparagus. The water slimes aren't such good boys. They're such good boys. We're gonna go get some. I want to get some more of them. Oh, sweet. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that, Turkle. So if I feed you these... Oh, well, they have too much stuff, so... y'all can have it instead. Oops. There we go. You have kibble. Oh, that's too bad. Est unos ex nobis. Thank you for the head path. Always so appreciated. Alright, and you... Oh no, I gotta hydrate. Give me a second. This is gonna hurt. There we go. Actually, we're coming up close to the end of the stream. We have 7 minutes left. Oh yeah, I've seen human kibble. That's so goofy. Okay, so we're gonna take one of you. 2 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do. Yes, we're gonna be coming to an end pretty soon. Oh, yeah, because I have my heavy cup. The cup is very heavy. There we go. Yes. Because of course I do. Milk and Oreos. Ooh, that sounds so good. I need to figure out my way around here. Because I keep getting lost immediately. Okay. Wait a second. Phosphorus, diet slime, fruit. Phosphorus, everything. Everything. Are you telling me in the top right corner? The top right corner this entire time has shown all this stuff. All right, Voidlings, it's time the stream to sacrifice Neeks so someone can get the sacrifice or get the altar and the sacrificial taco. What? Apparently I can't say that. Okay, meat. I didn't realize there was things in the top right corner, okay? We're also not allowed to sacrifice Neeks, though. Neeks is a mod, you can't sacrifice them. Neeks has the sword. How are you gonna fight off Neeks when they have the sword, huh? Shibbits? Fight me. Yeah. To the void! Be gone! No way. Okay. You see that? No sacrificing anybody. We're not sacrificing people. Games untold. That was the point. Why do you want to y'all are so wanting to start. I don't know. Don't ask me why. You all want to start a cult so badly. What is this longing for the cult? I'm so lost. This one, maybe? Well, no, I didn't. Anyways, y'all. We're coming up on the end of stream here. Let's take a couple minutes just to chill out here. So, hello, everybody! Y'all, we're gonna go. I have played a bit of Cult of the Lamb. We do it every once in a while. It is something that we swap back into from time to time. How have you all been doing? Have you all been having a lovely, lovely time? I know we got a bit crazy there. Oop, what did he say? Shoot me a time frame for you and we'll lock in. One second, like... Anyways, yeah, I appreciate you all. It's been a lot of fun, y'all have been really cool, but I was at work. That was why, like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Hello Alpha Wolf Girl. Well, tomorrow we're going to be doing so much streaming. Do not forget, we're going to be doing the early morning stream like usual. I'm gonna then put all my stuff into the oven, and then we're going to do. Thank you, little Pocky. We're gonna be doing. My brain has shut off. What words was I saying? Oh, Macy's Day Parade, Thanksgiving, and then we're going to be doing a late night before I go to bed book reading stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm super excited for all of it. Yes. But yes, so until then, you know, it's been a lovely time with all of you here. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid into. Do we have anybody who should get, like, anybody that y'all know? I might take a quick little look-see-loo here to see who's live from my peeps. They're cool. Che Bunny's doing special events. Quinn Cat is doing Fantasy Life. Dispatch, Repo. Ooh, Pink. I guess we could raid into Pink. I think Pink's doing. I don't want to overstimulate Pink. Oh, they're taking a break. Never mind. Yeah, let me see who else we have. Okay. You know what? We'll look at Lulu Lupo's one. Lulu is pretty cool. I like Lulu Lupo. You know, we'll raid into Lulu. Y'all say hi to Lupo for me, okay? They are pretty solid. Yes. Y'all check out Lulu Lupo. Can we get the? I think it's exclamation point raid. Is it? There we go. There's the raid message, lovelies. Copy that. Get ready. We're gonna send you over there. Yes, don't forget, early tomorrow morning, 3:30 MST, and then we'll figure out the time schedule for the rest of the streams. Okay. Thank you all for being here. I've had an amazing time, and genuinely, we are so close to hitting partner. We are so close to hitting partner. We just have to, right now, we're waiting to get to the right days. We have the numbers. We have everything. It's going to be so freaking cool when we get there. It's not guaranteed, by the way. You have to apply, so hopefully they'll accept me, but yes. For now, I'll see you all next time. Bye, lovelies. Mwah.